Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to look at the energy of June 2026 and the themes that I feel will be coming up this month. We're going to pull some cards. These are the themes that I feel like are coming up this month. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. Um, I'm recording this on May 25th, 2026, but this is for June for the collective that engage and watch my videos and engage with my business. So thanks so much for being here. So to kind of sum up the way I'm feeling about this month, it's basically consciously live your spiritual path. And I definitely feel like there's a leveling up coming in for all of us this month, whether you want it or not, represented by the tower. That's coming in this month. Some of the energies that I feel very strongly this month, and a little bit of this is a carryover from May, with the focus on soulful alignment, shattering of belief systems, and how your ego is keeping you trapped. I feel like a lot of those themes are coming up. But the energies that I'm feeling very strong for June is one, the moon. So, your inner life, your emotions, your comfort zone, what helps you feel secure, your roots, your home, habits, memories, intuition, subconscious, things that you may not be seeing very clearly. I feel any and all of those things could come up for you this month, especially with that energy of the moon. The other energy I feel very strong this month is Neptune. Neptune is the energy of imagination, vision, unity, coming together, spirituality, dreams, acceptance. That really stood out for me a lot, that acceptance and forgiveness. Um, that's what I feel like Neptune is bringing in this month. The other energy I really felt was the energy of Mars, taking action, initiation, your energy, desire, courage, healthy competition, um, your self expression, I feel, with this energy of Mars. And I feel like an underlying energy here could be the energy of Pluto coming in. And I feel that just for the transformation, that energy of transformation, and also possibility of something being eliminated from your life, whether you are eliminating that thing or it's taken from you. I feel a little bit of that Pluto energy coming up in June. Um, Along with the energies of those planets coming in, the colors that I felt very strongly coming in were the colors of turquoise, which is helping you trust the process, and then also green or emerald green for stamina and clarity of mind. So I feel like working with those color rays this month could be really helpful. Um, there's a lot going on this month as far as trust your process and trust God's process for you. Um, whether you want to look at this or not, I feel like what you are avoiding is going to come up, especially with that energy of the moon. So that could be emotions that you're not wanting to see. I feel like that's going to be coming up with this card. I'm going to pull cards in addition to these. But these are just some of the big themes that I'm feeling. So, what are you avoiding? Whether that's emotions, habits, that is going to be coming up. This was a really interesting one. I felt feelings of guilt and shame around perceived failures could be coming up this month. I thought that was really interesting. Guilt and shame are two of the lowest frequencies that we can feel, and they really do keep us stuck. And often we do avoid those feelings or looking at what those feelings could be representing or where those feelings came from, because it is really heavy, that energy of guilt and shame. Um, but particularly around your perceived failures. I thought that was really interesting. So that could be coming up this month. The other thing that I feel very strongly is your beliefs could be, I wrote down your beliefs could be challenged, but what I'm hearing spirit say is your beliefs could be shattered this month. Um, so be ready to have your world rocked this month, quite possibly. So, what I thought we would do, the cards that um, I pulled the Five of Swords. And when I first pulled these, I'm like, this is like a weird, I don't know. The energy felt weird to me when I first pulled these cards, but then it totally made sense. So the Five of Swords, this is representing your ego. This is ego, emotional stagnation. I feel like this is the energy you're being asked to let go of, or this is the thing that is keeping you stuck. This could also be where those feelings of guilt and shame are hiding under. It could come up with this card. So the Five of Swords, ego, because your ego is really, when spirit was saying that your beliefs could be shattered, that could also be your ego being shattered this month, because a lot of our beliefs are not necessarily true. So a lot of our beliefs can play into the ego. The next card that I pulled up was the Two of Wands, and I feel like this is what or where your soul is wanting to expand. Your soul is craving something. It's craving expansion, and that's coming up with this card, this Two of Wands. And the card, and I feel a lot of excitement with this card, but this could also be very triggering or very scary for people, just depending on where you are on your path. The Eight of Wands, this is the sudden change. It could feel, I wrote down, it could feel like a tower moment. It could feel like the energy of the tower. This is a sudden, possibly unexpected change that is coming in this month. I feel like depending on where you are on your path, if you have been consciously living your life and you have been consciously noticing what is coming up for you, what your soul is craving, you haven't been pushing against yourself, I feel like this could be a fairly smooth transition. I feel like if you are really trying to stay stuck in your comfort zone, or staying just, you don't want anything to change, you like things the way they are, I feel like this could be a very challenging month for you. And interesting, when I was feeling the energy of, like, yeah, this could feel like a tower moment. The tower was on the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like these two cards are holding a very similar energy. And what Spirit is saying is the tower, this is, if you are refusing to change, this is the universe coming in to make those changes for you. And that's often very uncomfortable. This Eight of Wands, if you are not pushing against it and you are making the needed adjustments and changes in your life, this will feel almost like a very refreshing change. So yeah, it feels like June could be a really powerful month for all of us. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what comes up for you guys, or what you are feeling and sensing. Okay. So I want to look at, let's start with this Five of Swords. So this card's representing the ego. This is emotional stagnation, possibly. What I want to ask is, what comfort zone is your ego holding on to? So let's start with that. What comfort zone is your ego holding on to? Because this is an area of life that is keeping you stuck. Your soul can't isn't able to progress in the direction that it wants to move in because it is it's blocked by this energy. So what comfort zone is your ego holding on to? And I'm going to look at these individually for for air signs, earth sign, fire, and air in separate videos. But just collectively, let's look at what comfort zone are we being asked to. Okay, one card, what comfort zone are we holding on to? Let's start there. What comfort zone are we holding on to? Let's start with that one. What comfort zone are we collectively holding on to? Empress. We got the energy of Empress. Really beautiful card. I love the energy of the Empress. What I'm feeling from this card is uh simplicity, what we feel we need, what we feel our essential needs are. Relationships could be coming up with the Empress, because this is the energy of Venus here. I feel like this is the everyday way that we live our life. Like this is our little comfort zone, our bubble. It's the job that may or may not be meeting our needs. um, it's Gosh, it could be so many different things. That may have been a little too broad of a question, but I feel like feel into, and it's probably going to be one of the first things that you think of in your everyday life, your comfort zone, things going smoothly. Um, where do you feel you're stuck? Is it in a relationship? Is it a lack of a relationship? Is it work? Is it money and finances? Is it your home where you're physically living? Does it have to do with children, fertility, lack of fertility? Um, where are you feeling kind of a stuck energy? I feel like that's what you're being asked to look at this month, and of course, that's going to be different for everybody. But whatever you consider your little bubble, whether it's healthy or not, doesn't matter. Health and diet could be coming into this, your physical body, that could be a part of this. So, whatever you deem as your comfort zone, whatever that looks like for you, there's an area of that is not healthy, that is toxic, that is needing to be maybe not necessarily changed this month, although I feel like it's going to be. But you're being asked to look at it. You're being asked to take some action towards making a change there. So this comfort zone, whatever this comfort zone is for you, I think I'm going to ask the question, why are we holding on to this? What need is this fulfilling? What need is this comfort zone fulfilling that we're not aware of? What need is this comfort zone fulfilling that maybe we're not aware of? Let's see what we get here. What need is this comfort zone fulfilling that we're not wanting to that we are not wanting to change? Well, I feel like we do know what this is. I do feel like you know what this comfort zone is and what area of that comfort zone needs to change. Um, it's helping you feel safe because it's very uh predictable. You also feel like you have a lot of control over it. So this is a really rigid energy, and it is linked into control. You feeling like you have control. So there's definitely um some issues here around not feeling like you're in control of your life, or feeling like you have to control everything to feel safe. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is the fact that it's coming up as as it almost feels like a blanket that is keeping you stuck. It's stagnant energy. The 4 of Pentacles definitely is stagnant energy, and this could, because this is a pentacle, this could be focused more on resources, money, material things, your home. It could be really linked into that. So feel into where wherever your comfort zone and why you feel like you need to have control, or why does this feeling of control help you feel safe? What's going on with that? I was hoping it would be a little more specific, but I mean, this is a collective energy, so everyone's going to be a little different here. But what I'm really what I keep really feeling here is it's just I don't want to change. There's definitely one area of life that you are not open to changing at all. You're just not open to any changes happening there. Well, whatever that is for you, there's probably going to be some big changes coming up this month with that comfort zone. It could also be part of, because we are talking about the ego, it could also be the part of you that you identify as you. Like, this is what makes me me, according to your ego, not according to your soul. Your soul is like, that this is totally not you. This is not you at all. But this is how you identify. This is, if you took this, whatever this is for you, if you took this out of your life, um, you might not know who you were. Like, this is what makes me me. This is how people know me. This is how I identify. Whatever that is for you. Okay. Uh what question do I want to ask one more question about this before we move on. If you choose to release this, whatever this is, if you choose to change this, release this, what I mean, there's definitely the energy of freedom that's going to come in. There's a freedom that's going to come in. Um, well, I'll just ask this. Eliminating this brings what? Eliminating this 4 of Pentacles brings what? What will come with eliminating that? Eliminating that 4 of Pentacles brings what? Let's look at this. We got the Queen of Swords in reverse. And what I'm hearing is you're able to rewrite your story. This feels like a fresh start. This feels like breaking away from, yes, it's comfortable because you know what to expect in this comfort zone, this comfort bubble that you built, you created. Um, but eliminating this comfort zone gives you the ability to rewrite your story, to break free and rewrite your story from a truer perspective. A lot of the times, the bubbles and comfort zones that we've built over the course of our lives were built around avoiding fear or built around avoiding uncomfortable, feelings, whatever that is. But it's not, they weren't built to help our souls expand and grow. They really were built to just help us feel safe. And anytime you have to help yourself feel safe, there's a fear, um, there's something that you're trying to protect yourself from. So you're able to rewrite your story. You're able to start over, to break free, to make new. I'm also hearing make new rules for yourself. Redefine what comfort is. You're able to redefine what your comfort zone is. So redefining you is what I feel. Um, Redefining you. I think that's a good way to sum that up. Releasing this ego of comfort. You get to redefine who you are. That's really nice. Redefining you. We are in the season of Gemini. The Queen of Swords. That's nice. That's an air. That's an air card. So, um, keeping with the theme of Gemini. Hmm. Very interesting. Redefining you. Okay. So now let's look at this Two of Wands. This is what your soul, this is the expansion that your soul is. I wrote the expansion that your soul is asking, and I'm hearing demanding. Your soul is demanding this expansion. And you may have been feeling like there's something missing, or I feel like there's something that I should be doing, or I feel like there's something um, you're reaching for something, but you're just not quite sure what it is. That's your soul. That's your soul screaming for attention. um, so for the collective here, what are what is what expansion is what expansion why am I having a hard time asking my question here? How how does our soul want to expand? How does our soul want to expand? This really does feel like a fresh start, and this could be huge, or this could be, maybe it doesn't look huge on the outside, but it's a huge shift on the inside, the way you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. This could be an internal shift or an external shift. How how is our souls what are how is our souls wanting to expand? Interesting. We've got the two of swords here. I mean, these are really big questions that we're asking the collective energy to answer. But I do feel like you know what this is. And I just keep hearing breaking free. It has a very similar energy to this Queen of Swords here. Redefining yourself, allowing yourself to be redefined, allowing yourself to break free of the words and the words that you use to the words you identify with, the words you use to explain who you are. It's kind of interesting. But I also feel an energy here of, I keep hearing pick a direction. Pick a direction with intention and go for it. And this to me, what I'm feeling like is, yeah, you can choose to stay. You can choose to stay in this comfort zone. Sure, you can choose to stay here. But if that's the choice that you make, you have to become okay with that unsettled feeling that you have. You have to become okay with selling yourself short. Now, I don't know that your soul's going to allow you to do that, but we have free will. um, are you okay with staying uncomfortable with whatever this emotional stagnation is, whatever your ego was not wanting you to change, are you okay staying in that place? I almost feel like we're not able to fully appreciate the expansion that our soul is desiring until we make the mental decision that you know what, I'm not afraid. I'm ready to step out of my comfort zone. Whatever that means, I'm going to trust the process. I may not know what blessings are coming in. I may not know what challenges are going to be coming in. I may not know, but I'm going to just trust the process, and I'm giving my soul permission to move forward and expand in um, whatever way blesses my highest good. That could be a way of that can be a way of wording it and saying it and giving your soul permission to guide you rather than your ego guiding you forward. Because your ego is always going to guide with a lot of caution and with fear as the base. But your soul doesn't know fear. There is no fear. The soul doesn't know that. What else do we need to know about this expansion of consciousness, this expansion of our soul? What else do we need to know about this? What else do we need to know about this energy? What else do we need to know about this? Two and two. Ace of Wands. This breaking free and this energy of redefining yourself, it I mean, this greatly what else do we need to know about this? I mean, my gosh, you are going to feel so inspired. You will be inspired. You will be inspiring. um, this is increased stamina, feeling healthier, feeling brighter. This feels like not just a mental rejuvenation, but this is a physical rejuvenation. This is healing on all levels. Healing of your mind, body, and spirit. I'm also hearing this is what you came here for. This is your purpose. This is your dharma. You came here to move in this way. You came here to move forward in this way. Don't sell yourself short. We have the energy of the number 2 here. So this is an acknowledgement. This is being self-aware. This is being aware of the fact that you in your physical body, with an ego is really wanting to hold on to what you know, because what you know is predictable. It feels safe. You know how to work with that energy. But then also acknowledging that there's a part of you, the soul, your soul is wanting more. It's wanting to expand, grow, explore, try new things, meet new people, step out of the rigid lifestyle that you are currently living. I do feel like career and finances are going to come up a lot this month. One of the big comfort zones, I think, for a lot of people here, it's going to have to do with how you make your money. And maybe you are being asked to step away from a job that has um, really blessed you, a job that's really provided for you. It's been great, but now it's time to move on to something different. I do feel that career and finances, that's going to be a big piece of what you are breaking free from or redefining. I think for a lot of people that's going to come up. Not for everyone, but this will be interesting to see how this breaks down for each sign as we go forward. Really interesting. This could also feel like, I know I feel this with myself a lot, and I almost can't even put it into words, but I can feel like there's something more for me, or I feel like I should be doing something else. I should be doing something different. I don't even quite know how to put it into words, but I can feel it. And it's almost like I don't necessarily have to take action towards that. I just need to acknowledge that there is a part of my soul that is not feeling acknowledged or expressed in the way that it needs to express. And if I can just acknowledge that, and it my soul will slowly lead me in that direction. So perhaps you can relate to that. I do feel like, even though I know we have the choice to stay in our comfort zone, if it does not bless our highest good, and if it is not for our highest, and if we have been treading water in the same place for too long, God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, will step in and make changes for you on your behalf. And that can look like getting fired. That could look like an unexpected health issue coming in. That can look like so many things, but it will stop you in your tracks and it will get your attention. You will have no choice but to acknowledge that, look at that, deal with that. And I feel like that's what this Eight of Wands is bringing up. And I know I spoke a little bit about the Eight of Wands versus the Tower at the beginning of this reading. So what is the unexpected change? Tell us about that. What is this sudden change or unexpected change? And honestly, and the way I'm feeling this, I feel excited for this. This feels exciting to me. Um, versus the energy of the Tower, that doesn't always feel super exciting, but that's how I'm feeling this sudden change coming in. And for some of you, this sudden change or this Tower moment, I feel like for some of you that will have already happened. It will probably happen middle of May, towards the end of May. But if you have not experienced a significant change, I feel like June, you can expect a change. So What can you tell us about this sudden change coming in June? Gosh, you guys, I just keep hearing the same thing. It's freedom. And it's so strange because it's like I'm hearing it's freedom. We're giving you back your freedom. We're giving you back yourself. We're giving you a part of you back. But then I also feel so much in the collective. I feel this energy of no, that's okay. I don't want that. I just leave me alone. I'm fine where I'm at. What is the sudden change coming in? Oh, wow. So we've got the energy of the Five of Wands here. What is this sudden change bringing in? It may not seem like it at the time, but this is stepping out of chaos. This almost feels like you're not being removed from society, but it kind of feels like that. It feels like stepping onto another timeline or stepping onto another road that is calmer, that allows you to move at a pace that works for you. I also feel like this is because you're able to move at a pace that works for you. I feel there's a lot of physical healing that's coming in from this. It's I'm hearing it's grounding into who you were meant to be. If you didn't know your soul, this is an introduction to who you are, to who you really, really are. Um, I'm also wondering if for some, if this will show up as it almost, for some, I'm wondering if this is going to feel like or seem like time stops for a moment and you're able to see everything very clearly, everything going on in your life. You're able to see it almost from like a bird's eye view, and you get an entirely different perspective on everything, and then suddenly it all makes sense why things have been going the way that they've been going, why you might be in the situation that you're in, why your health might be the way that it is. And it's almost like this moment of clarity. You understand the direction that you need to move in. So I feel like for some of you, um, that's what this sudden change is. It's not so much a change as it is an epiphany, um, divine intervention. It's almost like the fog that you have been in clears and you see things very differently. But this does feel like a removal from your old life totally. And maybe for some of you, you've slowly been stepping out of your old life, but there are a few cords that you've been holding on to very tightly. Maybe there's been a few habits or things that you've just not been able to let go of. I feel like you get the motivation or whatever it is that you need to make that change. And then for some that have been holding on to this old identity and this old way of being, and you've just been so rigid, you're not wanting to change at all, um, this sudden change will be exactly that, a physical change. What else? What else do we need to know about this? And Spirit is saying, rather than seeing this as a change, it's a blessing. Yes, it's a change, but it's a blessing in disguise. What else would you like us to know about this sudden change coming in June? What else do we need to know about this? We got the 10 of Wands. Very Gemini. We've got a lot of Gemini energy here. Rightfully so, since we are in Gemini season. What else do we need to know about this? It's a new beginning. We've got the 10 of Swords here. There is no other way to go except for in a totally new direction. I mean, this is a big shift and change coming in. Um, yeah, whether you want it or not. And like I said, for some people, this is going to be a smoother transition than for others. But this is like hitting rock bottom. This is a breakdown or collapse of who you were, a breakdown or collapse of the timeline that you were on, and stepping, how I was saying, how for some it's just stepping onto another timeline. I do feel like whatever it is that's leaving your life, whatever part of your life is ending, you know, for some, this is something very toxic that needed to go. Um, but for others, it's just that chapter of life is done. That phase is done. Whatever that is, that part of you is done. So there's no sense in holding on to or trying to recreate that part of you because it's done. It's time to move on. Definitely a bittersweet feeling here. I that's probably why they were saying, trust the process, trust your process, trust God's process. Trust the feelings and emotions that are coming up this month. Don't run from them. Feel what you're feeling. And even if you don't have to make sense of that, but just acknowledge and feel what you're feeling. And this sudden change, interesting because I've been meaning to do just a short little video about how, your beliefs in regards to intuition and how intuition works and how, speaking to your guides, how beliefs can really block your intuition and they can really block how our guides work with us, because our beliefs are free will, but our beliefs aren't necessarily accurate either. So I've been meaning to do a little video. So that's interesting that that's been coming up. But what I was going to say is for some of you, this sudden change could be the realization that maybe some of your beliefs need to be re-examined. Maybe some of your beliefs need to be looked at. Do you still believe in whatever that was? And your beliefs can change. That's okay. Permission to allow your beliefs to change because they will. They can. I know mine have and are constantly challenged. And I do feel like beliefs that's going to be coming up. I feel like it's probably already been coming up for some, especially since the beginning of this year. But it's coming up again real strong in June. Your beliefs could be shattered, as Spirit was saying at the beginning of this reading. Hmm. Okay, just in general, this is all very deep. Just in general, what else do we need to know about the month of June? What could we expect? What else do we need to know about the month of June? Let's just do, oh gosh, 3 cards. Okay, got the card of judgment here. This is the acceptance, forgiveness, acknowledgement. You don't have to like it, but what's happening is happening. You don't have to believe it, but just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true. That's what I'm feeling from this card. This might be the hardest thing to digest this month, or just that energy of accepting and having forgiveness for what was and what might not ever be. And then accepting that, you're moving in a new direction and you might not have any idea of what direction you're moving into. And again, your beliefs being shattered and rocked. And what does that mean for you? Especially if you've really identified with a particular set of beliefs. Who are you now? What does that mean for you? Don't, whatever, don't run from this, don't hide from this, and don't be afraid of this. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Because in seeing things and seeing yourself for how you are, for seeing your past as it is, having a lot of love and acceptance for that, you're able to cross a finish line. Um, you're able to cross this finish line victoriously. And this isn't like the ultimate finish line. This is you stepping into the next chapter of your life, stepping into this next phase of life, whatever this is for you. And I'm wondering if this will come up more around solstice. That feels really appropriate. But this is definitely, I mean, yeah, solstice is a change of season, but this is a change of season in your life, and there's no going back to who you were. So it's victoriously stepping over this finish line, stepping through this finish line, stepping into this new portal of energy, stepping into this new version of you, um, and doing it with a lot of love and reverence for who you are and where you came from, and not being critical of yourself, releasing any feelings of guilt and shame around your past, maybe things you could have done differently or done better. It's forgiving all of that and really just moving forward fully knowing who you are at this time and really embodying you, standing in your power. This feels really huge, and this does feel like a portal. This does feel like a portal. Stepping into a new essence of you is what I keep hearing. Stepping into a new essence of you. And what will come from that? You're going to have a period of rest. Um, this feels like recalibration. So whatever this leveling up is, there's going to be time to recalibrate, or you're going to need some time to recalibrate. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're feeling tired, or I feel like you will feel peaceful, but you could feel very fatigued and tired. But I feel like that's just adjusting to the new energy, that the new frequency that you're in. This also reminded me when I pulled this card, this reminded me of the new timeline that you could be stepping into. Whatever that message was, I can't remember exactly what I said, but it had to do with this change, this pause or epiphany or stepping into onto a new path. I felt that with this Four of Swords. But recalibration is what I'm feeling. Interesting. So accepting what is, walking through this, crossing this finish line, entering a new era of you, and then taking time to recalibrate. And fours, and we've got we've got two fours here. Hmm. It's stable energy, but it's building. It's building. It's building into something more. It's there's something growing from this energy here. Huh, really interesting. Okay. Um so again, gosh, June feels pretty full on. um Work with the turquoise ray to help with integration and also to help you trust the process. Um to feel safe in to help you feel safe moving into this new era of you. You can also work with the emerald green ray or just the green ray for increased stamina and clarity of mind. I'm going to pull one final card, one final message from Spirit, um, advice and guidance regarding June. Also, crystals that could really help this month: red jasper for grounding, getting to your roots. Also for integration, black tourmaline for protection and clearing of your auric field. I think that would be really helpful this month. And also moldavite to help bring whatever is subconscious to the surface and to help you move along your soul's path. Oh, and I have a piece of moldavite here too, just for the energy of it. I love moldavite. It's one of my favorites. Very expensive. Okay, so final message from Spirit for the month of June. And we just ask for your love, guidance, and blessings upon this month, moving through it the best that we can. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one to dive into anything that you are going through or dealing with, the links are below. Nice. This is the blessings. Stepping out of that rigid way of being, allowing our souls to express themselves, welcomes in a lot of blessings. So if any of you are having any concerns about resources, money, jobs, just know that blessings are on the way. New resources, new opportunities. This releasing of that rigid egoic self is going to naturally bring in new opportunities, new people, new experiences. Massive blessings here. That's what I'm feeling with this card. And the other thing that I'm feeling with this is the massive blessings, it's in proportion to the level of consciousness that you allow your soul to express to you. It's equal to that. So no matter what, blessings are coming in, resources, new opportunities, new people. But the really massive, the bigger blessings come in when you're brave enough to follow what your soul is wanting from you. And really, it's the whole reason why you came here. One of the main reasons anyway. Really interesting. Okay, well I'm going to leave that here. Um all right, you guys, yeah, blessings on June. I'd love to hear what comes up for you. What is your soul wanting? What is it asking for? What do you feel pulled towards? All right, guys. Talk to you soon.